Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Charleston leading West Liberty 7-6 on the West Liberty Sports Network. Glad you're joining us, whether it's Comcast Cable Channel 14, WLTVOnline.com, or if you are tuned in on the Watchdog Radio Network. Welcome to Thursday Night Football, the Mountain East Conference edition, along with Coach Olem, Kyle West here at UC Stadium for a big conference matchup. Two teams that are separated by merely a game in the league standings, and Charleston could even these two teams in the standings if the Golden Eagles come away with the victory tonight. Josh Wilson with the kick, a squibber angled toward the near sideline and out of bounds. And that is the Torrey Wagner effect there, trying to keep the ball away from the dangerous return man, and Wilson simply squibs it directly out of bounds.
I've always said if you got a great return team, I make them kick it again.
That's a good point. If they do choose to accept the penalty, this could be a rare situation based on where they're standing now, where they may actually take the ball where it went out of bounds instead of the typical penalty yardages. Typically enforced 30 yards from the kick spot.
Illegal kick out of bounds. Charleston has elected to take the 5-yard penalty where it went out of bounds. Ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line. First down.
And there you go. That is indeed what they do, because they have better field position as opposed to the other option, which is a 30-yard penalty from where the ball was kicked. In other words, with the ball being kicked off at the 35 of West Liberty, Charleston could have taken the ball at the 35 of their own, but instead they had a 5-yard penalty to where the ball went out of bounds, and they have it at the 40 as a result. First and 10 for Charleston with a 1-point lead. Hand off to Hinnett for 3 yards.
You know, you talk three phases of the game, Kyle, with special teams being the third. West Liberty had the long kickoff return that set up that touchdown drive. Charleston gets the blocked PAT, and then the kickoff goes out of bounds. So there's three big special teams plays in less than probably a minute or two.
Slightly ironic when you consider that West Liberty has had 3 different special teams players of the week. Typically, special teams has been recognized by the Mountain East Conference for the Hilltoppers, but Charleston with the clear edge in that department so far tonight. Kelly, under a little bit of pressure, runs to his left, gets past the first man, and then Josh Quinn eventually hits him at the 46-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 4.
Well, both teams have a quarterback that can run, so.
That brings us to the end of the West Banco first quarter. Charleston with a 7-6 lead after 15 minutes of play on the West Liberty Sports Network. 3rd and 4 for Charleston at its own 46-yard line to begin the second quarter. Jermaine Kelly runs ahead in the pocket, has the first down, and much more than that. Miles Young angles him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. However, it is a gain of 15 for the quarterback.
Well, that's obviously a big gain for the Charleston quarterback there, Kyle, but West Liberty may have got lucky. A back came out of the backfield there, and there wasn't anybody within 40 yards of him.
Kelly looking deep down the field and nearly picked off by Allen Hall, but instead it is incomplete, intended for Daniel Cherry on the near side. More on the Charleston offense. Here's Carly Lucas.
The Golden Eagles have rushed for at least 200 yards in each of their last 7 games against the Hilltoppers. Last week, West Liberty held West Virginia Wesleyan to -4 rushing yards. So far tonight, Charleston is approaching 100 yards on the ground.
That is something to keep an eye on, certainly. Kelly with a quick pass out to the right. It is complete. Close to first down yardage. See where they mark it. Appears to be right at the sticks. And they're going to give 9.9 yards apparently to Johnny Delahousey. Now the referee is saying it's a first down.
Yeah, I was going to say, they may have asked for a measurement there because it looked pretty darn close.
The down marker was right at where the first down marker was, and by default, that typically means you can move the chains 10 yards down the field. So that's what they do here at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Hand off to Elam, straight ahead into the second level of the defense and down to the 12-yard line. Big run of 17 yards. The rushing game, Carly Lucas just talked about it. And Charleston ran for 229 yards last year against the Hilltoppers. At least 200 yards on the ground each of the last 7 meetings. And now Charleston is already up to 124 yards in this game.
They've had success early in the game, and there's been gaping holes.
13 carries to obtain those 124 yards nearly. 10 yards a rush. Elam with 5 more to add to the total.
And I take great pride in using all the football cliches. Gaping holes, host of tacklers.
Half court.
Half court, yeah. When did I say that, by the way?
It was in the pregame. You said you were talking to Roger Wiley at half court.
Well, I did see him in a building today.
Well, there you go. Here's a rush straight ahead into the end zone. Charleston has its 2nd touchdown of the game.
Well, West Liberty knew this kid could run the football coming in, and, you know, that's what Charleston hangs their hat on. And, you know, that's 3 straight impressive drives in this game. Charleston opened to scoring. West Liberty answered, and Charleston retakes the lead.
Jermaine Kelly with the touchdown, and he now has 38 yards on the ground as the extra point from Brett Bennis is on the way. And it is good, 14-6. Charleston stretches its lead to 8 with 13:09 to play in the first half, courtesy of the legs of Jermaine Kelly.